The Seoun Complex. The Seoun Complex was completing in 1967. Seoun means the place where the energy of the world gathers. It is the first residential and commercial building in Korea. The Seoun Complex cluster consists of the Seoun Square and 7 complexes. The Seoun Complex cluster covers Seoun Square, Seoun Ga-dong Complex, Cheongai Complex, Daelim Complex, Sampoon Complex, Pyeongjian Hotel, Sunsein Complex, Jinyang Complex. Each number within the complexes indicates the number of floors per complex. The distance from the Seoun Square to the Jinyang Complex is 1 kilometer. It's a mega-structure building. To the north, there is the Bukhan Mountain and the Jammu Shrine, a World Heritage Site. There are the Cheongai Stream and the Namsan Mountain to the south. The Jammu Shrine is the place where the memorial tablets of the kings and the queens of the Joseon dynasty are enshrined. You can see the robot which is on the 3rd floor. You can walk all the way from the Jeonno Street to the Namsan Mountain through the pedestrian deck on the 3rd floor. The 1st floor to the 4th floor is a shopping mall, and above the 5th floor is an apartment building. The historical site of Central District Office of the Seoul, Joseon Dynasty. The relics have been excavated in the process of the urban regeneration. The Central District Office of the Seoul was located in this site during the Joseon Dynasty. At that time, there were 5 district offices in the south, north, west, east and central in Seoul. There were 52 branches under the Central District Office. The Seoul Basement. The boiler room was newly remodeled and operates as a space for the Seoul campus of the University of Seoul. It is used as a place for classes, exhibition halls and workshop education by the Department of the Architecture. The rooftop. You can see the sky and scenery of the Seoul at 360 degrees. There are the Jammu Shrine and the Bukhan Mountain to the north and Cheongai Stream and the Namsan Mountain to the south. From a long time ago, the center of Seoul is located inside 4 mountains: North Bukak Mountain, South Namsan Mountain, West Inwang Mountain and East Naksan Mountain. From the rooftop, the urban redevelopment area in the east is expected to start construction next year. The 12th-story buildings will be built along the Jeonno Street and the 18th-story buildings along the Cheongai Stream. The reason why the Jeonno Street is on the 12th floor is because of the subject to the height restrictions due to the influence of the Jammu Shrine, a World Heritage Site. The another focus of our Seoul Complex tour is about the urban regeneration, urban redevelopment and urban manufacturing industry. The all-around area including Seoul Complex cluster is 440,000 square meters. Compared to the other Jeonno regions, this area is very depressed. The land prices here are quite high. This place averages $20,000 per square meter. Around the Seoul Complex cluster, there are many industries such as electronic, lighting, metal processing, machinery, constructing materials, sound and printings. There are about 7,000 shopping malls and small factories and 20,000 people work here. The Seoul Complex cluster is currently in the process of the urban regeneration. The urban regeneration project is to introduce and create new functions in the urban areas where the residential or commercial areas are declined due to the environmental degradation, and this to revive them economically, socially and physically. It is to reorganize the surrounding public infrastructure and add new functions without tearing down the existing old buildings or houses. The all-around area except the Seoul Complex cluster has been designated as the urban redevelopment area by the Seoul City and is currently under urban redevelopment. The urban redevelopment area is the urban manufacturing industry area where is the living ground of existing residents. The residential. The Seoul Complex is the first residential and commercial building in Korea. The Seoul Complex was designed by Kim Soo-gun, who is one of the famous architects in Korea. The characteristic of Kim Soo-gun's history was that he valued the light collection effect like the roof. The Seoul Complex apartment was the best residence in Korea at the time of its completion in 1967. The politicians, celebrities, and rich people preferred it. There are all 110 units in residential of this Seoul Ga-dong complex. The average large of each unit is about 82 square meters. Now they're all used as office facilities. It is said to be similar to the Chongqing Mansion in Hong Kong, which is the background of popular movie, Chungking Express, 1994. The atmosphere of both is very similar. Until the early 1990s, the Seoul Complex was the most powerful electronics business mall in Asia. The artisans in the Seoul complex cluster are known to be able to make any product. Here is known that the technologies are so concentrated that they can even make tanks and missiles. The Seoul complex was entered a period of decline in 1987 due to the construction of the Yongsan Electronic Shopping Mall in Seoul and the enforcement of the Copyright Act. The Seoul complex had a lot of illegal copies sold at that time. The Fab Lab. It's a testing ground with a 3D printer. The Seoul Bridge and the pedestrian deck. The Seoul Bridge connects the third floor of the Seoul Gadong complex with the third floor of the Cheongbai complex. It was demolished to the Cheongbai Stream Restoration Project in 2002 and reconnected in 2017 during the Urban Regeneration Project. Based on the Cheongbai Stream below the bridge, the north side is the Jongno-gu and the south side is the Jonggu in Seoul. You can walk all the way from the Jongno Street to the Namsan Mountain through the pedestrian deck on the third floor. The SE Cloud. It is a space for prototyping and various experiments of social economic enterprises and supports startup companies. It is used as a place for classes, exhibition halls and workshop education by the Department of the Architecture. The Seoul Technical Bookstore. It imports the technical books from Japan and sells to the technicians and the others. The many engineers in the Seoul complex cluster have bought books here and accumulated their technology. It opened in 1968 and has a history of the Seoul complex cluster. The signboard is as it was in 1968. The Tiger Coffee Shop. It is famous for the latte coffee. It's a place where many young people visit because it tastes good. The room for listening old music. This is a room for listening old music with LP record. The display of products and the parts made in Seoul. The Seoul showroom is an exhibition hall of items which you can see the things made and sold in the Seoul complex cluster. The first section is a place that displays the technological products of the previous Seoul complex. The second section is a place that displays the technological products of the old Seoul complex, and the third section is a place that displays the technological products of the current Seoul complex. The Seabot. It's a combination word of Seoul and robot. The artisans of the Seoul complex gathered and made their own work. The Boombox. The Boombox is an old large audio cassette. This is a retro emotional space where you can listen to music with dozens of boomboxes installed. There's an old typewriter. If you write your own postcard and put it in a small mailbox, the manager will send it to other countries as well as Korea. Thank you.